Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
It happened 3 weeks ago while on a mission deep in Afghanistan.
Michael truly lived up to his name in that he was a prince among men.
Sergeant Michael Prince, hit by enemy fire, made the ultimate sacrifice for his country.
Sergeant Prince never left a man behind no matter what was going on.
And the military promised never to leave him nor his family behind.
I caught something out of the corner of my eye. And when I looked up, there they were.
2 men in uniform.
I knew when I seen them, they were there to tell me that my husband had been killed.
Sharina Prince's husband was 28-year-old Sergeant Michael Prince of the Oklahoma National Guard, a family man, a local policeman who joined the Guard 11 years ago.
Never in my 27 years of life would I ever thought that I would have been a widow.
A rocket-propelled grenade took his life and changed hers.
I understand you collapsed.
I hit my knees. They came in and shattered my world.
It's bitter news the military delivers the same way each time. A service member of equal or higher rank and a chaplain show up in uniform. There have been 12 such notifications in Sergeant Prince's unit since July.
Their whole life, changes in a blink of an eye.
It was Captain Franklin Alexander and Chaplain Jeremy Dunn who knocked at the Prince family door with this sober news.
The Secretary of the Army has asked me to express his deep regret that your husband, Sergeant Michael Prince, was killed in action in the Segal Valley of Afghanistan.
You don't read this off a card,
No,
off a piece of paper.
No, sir.
You look him in the eye.
Yes, sir.
And you tell him.
Yes, sir.
A message not only hard to hear, but difficult to deliver.
How do you manage all that when you're in the midst of all that grief?
It's hard. I just about lost it when she told her daughter.
Her 4-year-old.
I think that's the hardest thing I've ever done.
What'd she say to her daughter?
She said, "These men are here to tell you that Daddy's not coming home."
And that's how it begins, what the military calls the dignified transfer. From the battlefield in Afghanistan to Dover Air Base to Sergeant Prince's home state of Oklahoma. A service member stood by his side, part of the soldier's creed, leave no man behind.
Oh my God!
When the sergeant's remains arrived at the Oklahoma City airport, his wife, his family, and close friends were waiting. There was grief and pride in equal measure.
What did you say to your husband today when you were at the airport? It's like you two were talking for a while.
That I just loved him. He was my best friend. And that there was nothing that I could do to make him better. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a wife, is make things better.
Neighbors couldn't make it better either, but thousands tried. For 38.5 miles, Sergeant Prince's body was transferred to his hometown of Minko. Oklahomans lined the highway, back roads, small towns. School was let out early, businesses closed. For nearly an hour, friends, neighbors, strangers stood still.
To see people that I've never met, never seen a day in my life, cry for the life of my husband because he was lost and died for their freedom made me feel really proud.
Before the memorial service, Sharina Prince spent a few quiet moments alone with her husband. An officer had helped her pick out the casket. The commander of the Oklahoma National Guard offered his condolences.
And I want to just tell you how sorry I am for your loss. And
Listen closely. You can hear her heartbeat.
Such a personal hurt like this. Why talk to us?
Because I think it's important that people know what goes on after the knock at the door.
The dignified transfer ends with the funeral.
Left.
A Purple Heart for the warrior's widow, and hearts broken for their loved ones left behind.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to present this flag on behalf of the President of the United States, the Secretary of the Army, and the people of a grateful nation.
What do you want America to know about your husband?
That he's a hero.
Hero is a word people use a lot in this country these days.
He left his home, his wife, his 2 girls, to willingly give his life in defense of freedom for people that he doesn't even know. That, to me, is a hero.
And not the last one. Within hours of Sergeant Michael Prince's burial, before the sun would set over his grave, another member of his National Guard unit was killed in Afghanistan. Another dignified transfer, and almost certainly not the last.